Hi everyone. So, a few quick things. I'm doing this handheld, by the way. Some bad news, some good news, and some just what the fuck is this news. So, about a week ago now, Pancake sadly passed away. She's the first hamster I've had that hasn't lived longer than their life expectancy. I took her to the vet to see if she had diabetes. He just looked at her and said that she's not presenting in the way that a hamster with diabetes that vet has seen before has. But she was drinking excessively, and therefore urinating excessively, and I guess her little kidneys just gave out or something. So, yeah. So that's the bad news. The good news is, I suppose, is that I was scrolling through Spock looking for hamster accessories, like some wheels and things like that. And I came across this ad for a male Syrian, £10 with cage. So I thought, though sooner than I normally would have preferred to get a new hamster, I contacted them, asked some questions, didn't really get many answers back. Only that it was £10, no more, no less, and it had to be with the cage. So I decided to bite the bullet, so to speak, and get him. Mostly because of the pictures I saw. Well, let me just show you guys. This is what he was living in. Now, smell-o-vision isn't a thing, but if it was, you'd probably be vomiting. So, one door, or one entrance rather, it essentially came like this. There was one of those plastic elephant hides where the trunk had been half chewed off. This was a ramp that I moved out of the way, and that was just on there like that. I don't know what's covering it. I think it might be an old sock or something that's covering it for some reason. This tiny platform, let's see if we can get in here. So this tiny platform, obviously, as you can see, it's all wired and without a particularly deep base. And one of the main things that concerned me was all of this dry, some of it actually still moist, urine caked onto the cage. Obviously not been cleaned in a while, and if it was never properly cleaned. Some stained with urine bedding. This thing, which is nowhere near enough suitable for a Syrian, nor do I know whether or not the ink is safe, as it's obviously been chewed on. On top of that, there's bits of shredded document with pen and such on that was used as some form of bedding. I was slightly hopeful because I thought, oh, a nice nice little climbing toy for him to keep. But this part was soaked with urine. Obviously you can see here that some of the colours have ran, and when I looked inside, it looks like mould. So obviously this is getting thrown. I don't even, like, urine stains. There's some carrot chews that's stuck to the bars that have been chewed on, and little terracotta bowl, which, you know, this can be used again. This is reusable. I was told that he didn't have a set diet of anything. It was just like a major mix, and that also included things like dog biscuits and, well, there weren't really any specifics past that. So it's about that tall. Let me just grab my tape measure and we'll check it in inches. So got that set there. So from the base to the top, it comes to about 17 inches in height, and then it's 22 inches across lengthwise, and let's see here, about 12 inches along the other side, which of course is not enough for any hamster, let alone a Syrian. So I'm just going to pop this off. I think at best you may be able to get away with having a mouse in this kind of setup, but I would not recommend it being used for any small animal either way, except for maybe a travel cage. Yep, that is caked on quite a lot. This is the little hole that he dug himself to sleep in. Obviously more dried in stains. A little bit of food that he must have been hoarding. Lots of feces and more urine stains. A heck of a lot more feces just under all this. Obviously I'm not 100% sure, but like all of this bedding and all the toys that were in it smell like cigarette smoke as well. So it's clear that the hamster was being smoked around. More caked in urine. And I think this, right, that's stuck. That's a little stuck. I don't really want it. Let me use this. Oh gosh. Yep. Clearly he wasn't properly cared for quite some time. So, as I said before, I wasn't planning on getting a new hamster straight away, but I just saw the ad and I thought I could not leave him in that situation. Let me just turn the fan off. So he has since been upgraded to Pancake's old enclosure, which is the 482 square inch bin. Obviously I need to get some more bedding for him, as it was a quick on the day sort of thing, but I will be getting some more for him soon. But other than that, he seems to be settling in quite well. So obviously the wheel is much too small for him as it's meant for a dwarf. I'm currently working on procuring a larger one for him. He is at the minute just sleeping away in there, so I don't want to disturb him. But this is the elephant that came with it. As you can see, it's all been chewed up. And I was thinking of letting him keep this one. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I wake you? Did I wake you, little man? It's okay. But, like, it's obviously been smoked around so much that the smell of cigarette smoke is embedded in the plastic. And from the looks of it, like, the only food he had when I picked him up was some dog dry food. So I kept this in. Well, we're keeping this in rather for a couple more days just so he gets used to the scent and such. But for now he seems to be settling in quite well. I've decided to name him Penguin after Oswald from Batman, the Penguin. He's got blacky brown and white patches, and I just thought I like the Gotham series, so why not? Also, he still has the same first initial that Pancake did, so it's a slight homage to, even though she sadly passed away, it did open up another opportunity for this guy to get a better life. I was told he was 6 months old when I asked a few questions. Like, I tried asking as many questions as I could, like what's his temperament, what's his personality like, does he have any favourite snacks, is he tame, etc, etc. And the only real answer that I was given was that no, he wasn't tame, and he just eats anything. So that's it's always good to hear when you're considering welcoming an animal into your home, to give it a home and give it love and care. But either way, I just felt in my heart that I had to do something for him, because I just couldn't stand seeing a hamster living in this kind of situation. Because even if it was cleaned out recently, it obviously wasn't recent enough at that there are so many urine stains and so much feces in that it could have been living like that for a month for all I know. But yeah, guys, so that's that for now. My next video will be concerning this Mr. Moo. If you watched my last video about the beetroot noodles, you would have seen that he had a wrapping around his leg and around his paw. The cut wasn't getting any better, so we took him to the vet. He had to have some antibiotics and the cone on to stop him from licking the area, which is why he's currently like that. But it was his birthday recently, and I finally received all the things I got for him. So I'm going to be doing a little doggy opening presents and things and such like that. It's nothing major, it's just some things from AliExpress I wanted to try out. I've opened one thing, and that's because he needed it straight away, which was a new harness. But other than that, everything else is sealed. I have not looked at it. Yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and as sad and as infuriating as parts of this video have been, I hope